Hello guys, so today the video I want to do about Moore effects is on the Moore G300 and its compressor pedals. Basically my idea is to think about the Moore G300 as a replacement for my analog pedals eventually. That's what I want to check. So what I want to do today is check if Moore G300 would be a good replacement for this pedal, which is a Boss CS3 compressor sustainer, and basically it's modified by a boutique pedal maker or modifier. Basically the mods that he did were to increase sustain increase sustain and to make it less noisy than the stock CS3. Later after the video I'll show you my considerations about it and what I think about replacing this with the Moore G300. So now my considerations about this, about the CS3 versus Moore G300. First of all, I have not found one single pedal in the Moore G300 or one effect that would have exactly the same settings as this one. And most important, I did not find one that would have both attack and sustain in the same one. Almost no effects on the Moore have the tone capability, the ability to change the tone, because as you increase compression, you might lose tone, make it less with less highs, or depending on the setting that you use, it brings you too many highs and you want to close the tone, have less on this knob. Level is output, so most of the effects there have a level setting, and then many have attack and a couple have sustain, but not all. One thing I noticed then is if you want both attack and sustain, you might need to tweak a little bit on the settings that you have on the different effects, and you might want to prioritize either attack. Oh my God. Prioritize either attack or sustain. Most have attack because it's the typical of a compression pedal, and sustain is more typical of a compression sustainer pedal. And as I see, a sustainer in this pedal works better than the sustainer in the Moore GE300. However, it brings a lot of noise, Moore GE300 sustain does not bring any noise, almost no noise or any noise at all. So that's an advantage of the Moore GE300. However, the sustain in there is not as effective as in this pedal. In terms of attack, if I use this pedal in a higher setting, it becomes really evident more than the pedals or effects on the Moore GE300. However, I think it gets to a point where it's not really usable because it's too compressed, it's too exaggerated. So that's not quite good. Advantages of this pedal is, of course, the easiness, or how easy it is to basically switch and tweak anything here. On the Moore, you would have to get into the effect while on stage or something and change it. Not that difficult. However, this is still easier. And in terms of sound, I did not notice any difference in quality of sound. Only differences in the intensity of sound, intensity of attack and intensity of sustain. So if you rely a lot on attack and sustain for your compression, I would suggest you use a pedal like this. However, if, like most of us, you just use a compression to add a little brightness to your playing, or a little boost, a boost in a specific range, or less dynamics and more control, then most of the effects in the Moore GE300 will work for you, and it's great, and it's lighter because it's already included in the package with the other pedals, with the other effects. Yeah, that's mainly it. So I have two compression pedals. This is my old one. I have another one which is a booster pedal. Later I'll do a video on that one versus the Moore. So basically I was thinking, can I or should I sell my old pedals now that I have the Moore? And the answer is yes, I will sell this one or throw it away or whatever. I'll just stay with a Moore. And for now, until I compare with the Moore, I'll still keep my other compression pedal, but I might think about selling it as well. Okay, cool. So let me know if you have any questions, any other comparison that you want me to do. If I have access to the pedals, I'll do it. And please Subscribe, like this video, and keep tuned for other comparisons. Thank you very much.